Okay, so as we said before, if you plug in a 0 for x, so if you plug in this 0 here for x, okay, so instead of this x, I place that 0, I solve it, I should get my y-intercept because that's where x is. When x is 0, y is on the line. So we'll solve this. We'll say y equals 0. And in this case, our equation says 3x plus 5, because that's what we have in our equation. Sorry, 3x minus 5. Okay, that can be a plus or a minus. You can add that negative. Y equals 0, that's this part, minus 5. And then y has an intercept of negative 5. Good. You can also continue this pattern down here. If we were to continue this pattern, okay, and we just kept going until x was 0, we should be able to find out where what our y-intercept is. So if this went to 1 and then 0, right, minus 1, minus 1, I can continue this on as plus 3, which takes us to negative 8, plus 3 again, which takes us to negative 5. And this is our y-intercept again. X is 0, and y is negative 5, and that's our y-intercept. That matches. Okay, so this is how we do with a table. Here's our equation with our slope being the number in front of our x value and our y being our constant. Alright, so homework is here, 1 through 11 odd, and all the way down here, your worksheet looks like, where's your worksheet? Your worksheet looks like this. I'm going to do a couple of equations from here. This, I believe, is page 144, and here's 145. I'll do a couple from here so that we can get some practice in and you guys can see it live. Let's see, 144. Okay, let's make it a little bit larger, easier to read, even though it's blurry. Okay, so it says find the slope and the y-intercept of the line represented by each equation. So this is an attachment to our book, just some practice. Okay, I'm going to put our slope in green, and our y-intercept in blue. I'm pretty consistent with this, so my slope's in green, I mean, and my y-intercept's in blue, so I want to try and keep it consistent. So I'm going to just do highlighters, it's easier that way. So highlight slope in green, y-intercept in blue. Okay, so slope is the number in front of the x. So there it is. There's my slope for this one. It's the number in front of the x. I only have one x right there. There's my slope. See how easy that is? So easy. That's why we love equations. Okay. Y-intercept is the number that's all by itself, not attached to any variables. There's my y-intercept. There's my y-intercept. That's my y-intercept. This is my y-intercept. Now this y-intercept is just not written here. So my y-intercept's still right there. But I have to add or subtract something to this equation that won't affect this. So it's going to be a plus 0. So your y-intercepts can be written as 0, comma, negative 10. Your x will always be 0. This one can be written as 0, comma, 3. That's my y-intercept. This one can be written as 0, comma, negative 4.5. And etc. 0, comma, 0. And 0, comma, 1. Now, what that means is on my graph, this is where they're crossing. Oops, not that. So if I have a graph, that just tells me where on this blue line it starts. For example, this first one is going to be at -10. So somewhere down here will be -10. That's this one. Okay. This one is at 3. It's going to be right around there. +3. Y-intercept. This one is at 4.5. It's going to be there. Oh, sorry, -4.5. So maybe not there. Maybe there. -4.5, etc. The other one's going to be at 0 and then at 1. That's just telling me all these y-intercepts are just where they are on this line. Okay. Your test will have something very similar to this. You'll have a equation and some tables, and you have to match them. Okay. Now the easiest way to do this is to first identify. I like to identify my y-intercept first. Remember, our y-intercept is always 0, something. So when I see a 0, that's my y-intercept. That's my y-intercept. X is 0, so that's my y-intercept. Here I don't have my y-intercepts, but that's fine. At least these kind of give it away for me. 0, 0. I'm looking for something with nothing attached to it, plus 0. That's this one. That's this one. These two go together. This is I. Okay. Or maybe I should just write it here. Y equals 2.5x. Okay, because this one has a y-intercept of 0. This one has a y-intercept of 6. Well, only one number has a 6. Y equals x plus 6. Y-intercept. This is -1.5. Only one of them has a -1.5. Y equals 3x minus 1.5. That's my y-intercept. Now I just need to determine between these two, and I can find my slope. This is my change in y. So y2, this is y1. And then I'll subtract here x2 minus x1. So I'll have 9 minus 5. That's my change in y. Change in y. Let me write that out. Let me actually write change in y. Let me just scoot this over a little bit. Okay. Change in y. Change in y is equal to that over change in x. Change in x, which will be 2 minus 1. And all this is my slope. Okay. I'll figure this out. I got 4 over 1. I'm looking for a slope of 4. Well, there I got a 4, and there I got a -4. Those are two different numbers. Okay. You'll do the same thing. Oh, sorry, that's not the same thing. And for 145, very similar idea. Is this 145? Yeah, 145. You're just going to have to identify them on a graph instead, which I think is much easier. Okay, find your points, count up and down for your change in y over change in x. And then you can write an equation given these items here. Not too bad. Good. All your work, and I'll post these videos as well, will be here on Google Classroom. There's the practice. I'm uploading the video now, so it's processing. So all of your videos, in case you want to see them, will end up here as well. We'll grade your quizzes when I come back, probably next week or Thursday for after MAPS testing. Thursday is MAPS testing. Bring a book to read. And be on your best behavior.